Hey guys, so today I kind of wanted to show you how to edit a picture a little bit more professionally. So this is just a raw photo from a tennis shoot I did the other day for some friends. We could see we're not the sharpest photo of all, but it's pretty solid here. We can see a lot of leaves on the tennis court here. The colors, his orange shoes are kind of not quite as vibrant as we'd like them to be. Same with the socks. The tape on his racket's a little bit gray. So we're going to bring all that up. So what we can do, and okay, we'll start with presets. So I have quite a few on here. Lightroom isn't going to come with presets. You have to bring them in yourself. These are all presets that I've collected over the years. So we could start with the preset. That's like, these are some different ones here. That's really nice and contrasty. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm going to close my presets window. First thing I like to do, bring shadows up. That's just going to get, so if we zoom in on his shirt here, we'll see that big difference it makes. It actually, you can see all the creases in his shirt and everything. So I'm going to bring those up to about 80 and bring highlights down. This is just kind of my style. You guys will get your style over the years. But I like to bring highlights down and contrast up a bit more. I can see we're a tad bit underexposed here, so this peak here in the point curve, we're going to bring it up a little bit. We don't want to make it overblown too much, but that's good. We can even bring the whites up just a tad bit, and we'll bring the blacks down so he gets a nice deep color in his shirt there. And then what we'll do, we can see this is going to be our color mixer. We're going to select orange, so that's going to be his shoes. We're going to bring the luminance up just a tad bit and bump that saturation up. So that's with nothing, that's all out, but that's also going to bring the color of his skin a little bit more orange. So I kind of like where we're at. Bump the vibrance up just a tad more, and saturation. So that's looking pretty good there. Maybe we can bring the saturation on this down just a little bit more so his legs aren't quite orange. So that's good. I like my framing pretty much here. Maybe I'll crop in a tad bit, bring him down so he has a little bit more head space. And we're good there, okay. So now we're going to deal with all these leaves on the ground here. It's not the prettiest thing having them all there, and it kind of takes the attention away from the subject. So we're going to get rid of those. I work here in Lightroom. They have the heal brush, which shortcut is H. And what we can do, we can just color over it. It's going to select it, make it white. It's going to automatically find a point where it can copy, and boom, it's gone. So I'm going to go through and do that for every one of them here. Do that there. And here on this white line, it can get a little bit more tricky because we have to clone something that is right next to it. So sometimes it'll get it perfect and select something that's right there. So we'll do that there. And let's see. So it didn't do it quite right here. So you can see it looks kind of, there's a jagged edge there. So we'll go here and you can adjust where it selects. So we'll drag that down just a little bit to get it lined up. It's a little too much. Oh, there. Ooh. Come on. And maybe even a tad bit more. Right there. That's perfect. So now we can see that leaf is totally gone there. So that's really cool. And I'm just going to go through here, get rid of all these leaves, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so that's looking pretty good there. There's still a few in the background, but we're not going to worry about that because our f-stop is pretty high, so it's not going to be in focus there, so it's not too much of a big deal. So now I want to focus a little bit more on colors. I kind of like where we're at already, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up our temperature a little bit. We can see if we go up to the extreme, it's going to get super yellow, and down it's going to get super blue. So we're going to bring it up just until it gets a little bit yellow. So I like that there, but I don't like his skin tone. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the color grading. We're going to go to midtones, bring this slider over to blue, and just up that a little bit. So that's going to cool all that down a little bit while also leaving the highlights and the shadows orange. So this is it without it, and this is it with it. You can see it kind of makes it a little bluer. And that's kind of the feel I'm going for. We'll bring up clarity just a little bit more and put a little bit of dehaze on there. And then, one other thing that we're going to do, we're going to zoom in on his white pants here. So this isn't the best example, but we can see a little bit of bleeding of the color here. So we're gonna remove the chromatic aberration here. We can see it's kind of that orangey feel, so we're gonna go up a tad bit more. And amount, we're gonna bring it up. And hopefully it's gonna get rid of that. Yep, so it took the color away, and now we're not getting blown out there. One other spot here that I noticed, I don't like that orange bleeding through the fence there. So we're just gonna do a big ol' spot removal here on this orange spot. We're definitely gonna have to move it around just a tad bit because it took from down there. We do not want it to do that. We want it next to it where the colors are gonna be pretty similar. So we're gonna go up here, and we're just gonna line it up until we get, actually no, we'll go right here. And we'll line it up just until it gets looking nice there and it's all lined up. Well, no, that's even just bleeding through a little bit. We'll go over here. There we go, it's a little bit better. Well, no, I still don't like that. What if we go from the top? Like up here, maybe. I like that a little bit more. So then what we can do, because we can see the circle pretty well here, and we don't want to be able to see that. So we'll select it, and bring our feather up. So it's going to feather it out a little more, and we won't be able to see that circle very well. So now, orange spot's gone, looks pretty good there, and yeah, we're doing pretty well here. We're gonna maybe bring the whites up a little bit more so we can see a little more of his face. And I don't like this little button where it's sewn on to his shirt here. I don't like that. I'm gonna bring my feather down, and we're just gonna get rid of that guy there. And whoop, just gonna take from over there, and we are gone. Ooh, we can also see, okay, here's a good example of chromatic aberration. You can see that blue bleeding in there. So we're gonna go here, move it to blue. You can see it changes that. So we're gonna go to the blue and put it up just a tad bit. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's see here, we got versions here. This is the original. Pretty lame, really monochrome, not very exciting. And we really brought those colors up. That might be a little bit too vibrant for me, so we're gonna bring it down just a tad bit. So yeah, there's the final product, there's the original, and there's the final. Thanks for watching, guys.